the death of the get-rich-quick gurus and 5 red flags of a guru scam. Many get-rich-quick programs are designed to sell inspiration while ignoring the technical mechanics of business building. This video exposes the 5 red flags of a guru scam and why these courses lead to burnout and financial waste. Learn how to recognize feel-good hype and pivot toward an actionable technical education that focuses on business architecture rather than temporary excitement. Are you tired of falling for the flashy promises of get-rich-quick gurus? Discover the 5 red flags of a guru scam that could save you from financial disaster. Chapter 1. Personality over process. If the course is all about the instructor's success story and not about solid education, you're in the wrong place. 2. Emotional high versus technical friction. Beware of programs that prioritize hype over the nitty-gritty of business mechanics. 3. One-size-fits-all secrets. Real success requires tailored strategies, not cookie-cutter hacks. 5. The infinite upsell loop. Are you stuck in a cycle of endless courses? 4. Lack of structural mechanics. If the curriculum is packed with vague concepts but skips real-world applications, it's a red flag. A real education empowers your independence, not dependency. The high cost of inspiration. The market for get-rich-quick gurus is currently undergoing a massive correction. For years, the industry has been dominated by personalities who sell the dream while completely bypassing the how. They operate on a model of high-energy inspiration that feels like progress, but leaves the consumer with a zero-sum result. Let's pivot to an actionable, mechanics-focused education that builds real competence. Say goodbye to hype and hello to business architecture. Ready to level up? #guru scams, #entrepreneurship, #business education. No hype. The problem isn't that you lack the drive. The problem is that the education you've been sold is incomplete by design. Gurus focus on a singular success story, their own, and package it as a universal law. But once the excitement of the launch or the new strategy wears off, you are left with no real-world application. You aren't failing. The instruction is. Today, we are breaking down the 5 red flags that indicate you are in an inspiration loop rather than a professional education system. Red flag number 1, the personality-centric curriculum. The first red flag is when the course is centered entirely around the person, not the process. In a guru program, the instructor is the hero. They show you their lifestyle as proof of their system's validity. Real-world education is based on repeatable mechanics, things like unit economics, legal structures, and supply chain management. These don't require a charismatic leader to work. They work because the math is sound. If you remove the guru from the course and the information suddenly seems thin or confusing, you are paying for a personality, not a profession. A smart education should teach you to build a business that doesn't need a hero, starting with you. Red flag number 2, the emotional high versus technical friction. Gurus are masters of neuro-linguistic programming. They use high-energy music, dramatic storytelling, and victory language to keep you in a state of emotional euphoria. This is a tactic to bypass your critical thinking. When you are in a state of hype, you don't ask about liability firewalls or tax architecture. You don't ask about labor arbitrage. True business education is often boring and high friction. It requires technical rigor and analytical thinking. If a program focuses on how you feel rather than how the business functions, it's a red flag. You don't need a cheerleader, you need a blueprint. Red flag number 3. The one-size-fits-all secret. Scammers love to sell a secret or a hack that works for everyone in every industry. They claim to have discovered a loophole in the algorithm or a shortcut to wealth. This is the most common reason for student burnout. When the secret fails to work in your specific market, the guru tells you that you just aren't doing it hard enough. This leads to a cycle of discouragement. A legitimate education recognizes that industry mapping and competitive audits are unique to every venture. There are no shortcuts, only systems. If someone sells you a magic pill, they are selling you a placebo. Red flag number 4. Lack of structural mechanics. Look at the table of contents for any guru course. You will see sections on mindset, vision, and manifesting success. What you won't see are sections on Harvard POCD frameworks, Michael Porter's 5 forces, or the technical aspects of multi-entity scaling. The biggest complaint from victims of these programs is that they feel ready to go, but have no idea how to actually file their legal documents or calculate their contribution margins. They are inspired, but they are mechanically illiterate. This lack of structural mechanics is why the feel-good phase ends in a crash. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of positive thinking. Red flag number 5, the infinite upsell loop. Gurus don't want to solve your problem. They want to manage your symptoms. They sell you a starter course that identifies a problem, then they sell you the mastermind to solve it, and then the inner circle to scale it. This is an extraction model, not an education model. They want you to stay dependent on their coaching calls. A professional education should aim for your total independence. It should give you the venture birth certificate, the technical documentation and SOPs, so that you can operate without them. If the program requires a perpetual subscription to their energy, you are being farmed, not taught. Conclusion. The pivot to actionable logic. The death of the guru is the birth of the architect. It is time to pivot away from the hype and toward actionable logic. Stop looking for inspiration and start looking for mechanics. When you evaluate a program, look for the meat. Look for the technical frameworks that would hold up in a boardroom, not just on a social media feed. Real-world application doesn't come from a secret hack. It comes from a deep understanding of business architecture. Don't be a victim of the hype. Be a student of the system. Seek education that builds your competence, not just your confidence.